Hello everybody and welcome to Front Row Racing on this Sunday night for the ProjectCARS DTM Season 6 Round 3 from Watkins Glen, a phenomenal Grand Prix circuit in America. And I'm Front Row Racing DP, and joining me in the commentary box tonight, as always, Front Row Racing JS. So James, the DTMs, the Watkins Glen circuit, what are we expecting for tonight?
We're expecting lots of cars, probably on the limit with these super high speed corners, especially through Sector 1. It is going to be an absolutely flat out test of who set the car up correctly and who can take the fight to Dave Harp.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just wondering, James, if while I'm just sorting a couple of things out on Facebook, if you could give the viewers the information for the laps of the sprint race and how many laps of the feature race for today.
Yeah, so the sprint race distance today is 4 laps. This is with realistic tyre wear, and the drivers will be going flat out. The top 3 drivers that finish will obviously come away with the top points available. However, they will then not be allowed to qualify for the feature race. Now, the feature race, if I'm not mistaken, I believe is 20 laps. So that'll be 20 laps for the feature race, 4 laps for the sprint race. So then the top people from the sprint race will be starting from the back in the feature race, and yeah, pretty much you've got to have your car set up correctly for this race. It has got to be, make sure the grip is there in the corners, because if it's not, bye-bye to the lap time.
Very, very true. Now, we'll go through the drivers' standings perhaps during the warm-up session for the sprint race.
Yep.
But I believe we're about ready to send the drivers over to the racetrack. Watkins Glen, 3.37 miles, 11 turns. Quite a few hills around here as well. But you know what? One of my favourite parts of this circuit is the bus stop chicane. Just at the start of Sector 2. I hate Turn 1, downhill 90-degree right-hander, leads into a lovely uphill right-left set of corners, but then that bus stop chicane is where the potential of overtakes is going to come from. As I said, we'll run through I'll run through the driver standings in a second, just when I can get them. So yeah, from the results or the standings after round 2. Dave the Harp leading the way, as James mentioned. He's won every race so far, unless I am mistaken. And he's actually quite quick out to the track as well. Yeah, so Dave the Harp leading the way on maximum 80 points, with Jason behind him on 49. GBM Oldman is 10 points further back on 39 points, and Kulu Kutu only one behind him on 38. IL Tel on 31 points, and GT Gavin got exactly the same amount of points. 1989 Woolhouse on 22, and Dex only 1 point behind him. Adam 4600's got 17 points, with Stig v Rob on 16, Scott McFall on 14, Dre, one of the reserve drivers, has been on 6 points, Ardington, also a reserve driver, on 5 points. And it says here that Mulryan is on 0, and Nightwalker also on 0. Nightwalker unfortunately was not online. We'll send him a few invites, but has not appeared for tonight's race, unfortunately. However, a few guys are out on track already, and as is the way for this particular season on Front Row Racing's ProjectCARS, the warm-up session is held in a qualifying session, but it is a warm-up session of 5 minutes. If drivers manage to get lap times in, then bonus to them. If that means they go on to do well in the sprint race, it could hurt them for the feature race if they finish in the top 3. But James, I'm curious, if it was you, yes, this is a warm-up session, but would you treat it as a warm-up session, or would you think, let's get out there, let's get a lap in, because others might not?
Well, it'd be down to whether you thought to yourself, you know what, I've got a brilliant setup, I'm well prepared, let's get out there, let's get a qualifying lap. If you're on the other hand, I'm not too sure about this circuit, just go out there and do a sighter lap. But with the way it's going, it seems to me as though a lot of the drivers are spending a huge amount of time, and I believe midweek, Dave Harp's clocked up about 6 hours around this circuit, so he's pretty well
prepared.
Prepared, yes, that's the word.
Well, we'll see how he gets on. I mean, I've had the cameras on him, but I haven't actually been watching him while I was just getting myself sorted out onto YouTube on my phone. So hello to everybody that is watching. If you do have any questions or anything that you want to mention, feel free to do so. A couple of things we would like to mention again as well is it's been advertised again on Facebook that we are still looking for admins for the ProjectCARS side of things in Front Row Racing. Still looking for 3 or 4 people there to get involved, because as James mentioned on the post that went out the other day, it needs people to get involved and want to do the admin side of things so that it can continue, because unfortunately if people don't come forward to take part in it, there is a good chance that there won't be a season 7.
Exactly, and from the turnout tonight and from the amount of views we're getting on YouTube, it's going to be an absolutely massive shame. A few seasons ago we were struggling a fair bit to get views, but the interest is only going to ramp up with the introduction of ProjectCARS 2 coming later on this year, so it would be a massive shame. But really all we're saying is, you know what, if you become an admin, it doesn't mean you will not be able to race. What it means is, if you become an admin and there's a few of you, you can alternate which night you want to race and which night you want to be an admin and do a broadcast and a bit of commentary.
Yep, so I believe we are still, I mean, one of the things that... Oh, I think Jason has just had I was going to say almighty crash, but I think he just scraped the whole side of his car. Yeah, one thing I was going to mention was that we talked a little bit last week about the potential of turning the Fridays into a proper sort of event night rather than just a race. GBM Vectra looks like he's got a little bit of pace around here, by the way. Sorry, I was saying that, we're talking about making Friday nights a potential sort of proper event night, which we could still do for, say, 5 rounds to the end of this season. But it is going to take for people to go, you know what, I'm willing to give up a little bit of my time, do the points, or potentially do broadcasting, maybe do a bit of commentating, dealing with the structure of the league, the rules, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, if you're interested, come and contact Front Row Racing on Facebook. Anyway, warm-up session over. A few drivers did manage to get a lap in, so GBM Vectra is going to be starting right up at the front. Mulrine, Brake and Clays didn't, and it looks like we have lost 2 drivers. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get them in before the start of the sprint race, but we will be able to get them in for the feature race.
Oldman and Gavin, unfortunately, not in the sprint race, so they will be absolutely miffed about that, I believe.
That they will. Anyway, the lights are coming on now. We'll get on board with the leaders as soon as we can, and one of the reasons we've got this warm-up session in the qualifying session is so that it does put us right at the back of the grid.
Leaders.
Dave the Arp, well, Dave's going to go himself into the lead. GBM Vectra at second place, Jason in third. Let's see, 3-4 wide up the hill, a little bit of contact, and that's Dex. Dex isn't half unlucky at the start of races this season.
Scott McFall under attack, I think, from Woolhouse in P5, just behind Jason in P3, so this is looking very tasty into the bus stop.
It is, and just behind them, Adam 4600, 7th place, looking like he's trying to make moves on El Tel ahead of him. A fantastic part of the... someone was completely sideways. Who was that?
I believe that may have been Kulu Kutu.
Yes, it was.
Kutu.
A lovely right-hand cambered corner that he went round, but if you clip the apex curve, by the looks of it, you will have a massive drift on your hands.
The front 2, Dave Harp and Vectra, are pulling away from Jason, and he looks to have a bit of a train now showing up behind him.
That he does. That train begins with Scott McFall, Woolhouse, Eltel, Dex, Adam 4600, Stig V Rob, and then it's Kulukutu, Brake and Clays, and behind them Mulrine. He's got a problem. He's going straight on. He's going slow. That looks like a steering wheel disconnection.
That looks like a horrendous bit of driving there. Maybe not his problem, but yeah, we've got to drive at Eltel into the pit lane. I think that may be for a jump start.
Oh, he'd be frustrated.
And braking Clays.
Oh, yeah, if they got jump starts, they will not be happy about that. Bit of information for you. Room glitch forced... Sorry, go on.
Sorry, Jason's under attack from Scott. He's very, very close. Heading up towards...
The bus stop?
The bus stop, which doesn't actually have a turn number on my map.
Oh, I'm winging it today. I haven't got a map, but Jason's definitely coming under pressure from Scott McFall. Yeah, GT Gavin 2 says a room glitch forced him to leave for the sprint race. Hopefully that room glitch wasn't somebody in your room shouting at you, saying, you shouldn't be playing video games, you should be doing your own work. But yeah, Jason coming under a lot of pressure. I'm wondering if Jason may use a bit of the sneaky tactics from last season of going, when we go into the last lap, I might just make a little bit of a mistake and let you have third place, so Jason could qualify. But I don't think Jason would do that. I think he'd want as many points as he could actually get here.
Braking Clays is out of the race. He's in the pit lane watching, unfortunately, so that's the steering wheel glitch for him.
Adam 4600 still sitting in 7th place. Stig V Rob 8th, Kulukutu 9th. So Stig V Rob has got ahead of Kulukutu. Eltel down in 10th place after serving his penalty, and yet Brake and Clays is sat there in the pits. Unfortunately, we did lose GBM Oldman as well, and GBM Oldman had a good showing last week, didn't he? I think he was podium in the sprint race, and may even have got podium in the feature race, or at least he was close to it. I can't remember now for sure.
Yeah, Dave the Art's pulling out a comfortable gap, but Jason is getting absolutely harassed. Can Scott make his way through? He's got 2 laps remaining. He needs to, if he feels he's quicker, he wants an extra point. Best to get on the podium than sit behind, but then again, you do get to qualify for the feature race, which may be a bonus.
That's true. Oh, Woolhouse struggling a little bit through the bus stop chicane, and Dex trying to get past him, but he's hit the back of him. Some information for you.
All the way around.
Yeah, he is going around the outside. Some information for you. Brake and Clay says he didn't do a jump start. He got hit from behind, which, if that's caused him I tell you what, Vectra's made a mistake somewhere, because Jason's right behind him.
Yeah. Maybe he's had one too many pints as he runs wide through the toe, and he's heading down the boot straight towards turn 8 at the heel.
And Dave the Harp got a nice healthy gap now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's running away.
This little
somebody's really going to have to pull something out of the bag to stop Dave the Art from winning this championship.
Yeah, he's won a ProjectCARS championship before, so he knows what he's doing, and I think last season he really sort of eventually got to grips with this car, and also, with the competition that we've got out there at the moment, a few drivers need to try and pick up the pace and step up, and that's probably why it's unfortunate that GBM Oldman and GT Gavin have dropped out of this race, because I think both of those have got the potential to beat Dave. Jason showed last time out that he had the pace around Road America to take the fight for the victory, and just very unlucky with the weather.
Yeah, indeed. Vectra's only a couple of tenths in terms of best lap pace off of Dave the Hart, so that's not boding too badly for him. He just needs to make sure that, like that little mistake he's made earlier, which has forced him back into the clutches of Jason, he needs to try and prevent himself from doing that. But in theory, it sounds all well and good being an armchair pundit saying you need to stop making mistakes, but we all know it's very, very difficult if the setup's not spot on. Oh yeah, definitely. Dave the Harp's already on the last lap of this sprint race. Field quite spread out already. Hope that's not going to be a feature in the feature race. But GBM Vectra, Jason and Scott all quite close together still.
but Dave the Harp looks like he's going to go and take maximum points in the sprint race again. I mean, if he keeps going on like, I'll tell you what, Vectra, was he slow then? He is slow.
Yeah,
and
he's very slow.
I'm wondering if he was getting a power boost penalty or something. Jason, he's attacking him. He's going to be around the outside though. Oh, 3 wide is it going to be? Dave the Harp crosses the line to take victory. Vectra crosses the line to take second place. Jason third. Scott fourth. Dex in fifth. Just behind Woolhouse and Kulakutu almost side by side. But it's sixth for Woolhouse. I think. No, it says Kulakutu was sixth. Adam 4600 8th. Stig V Rob 9th. El Tel unfortunately down in 10th place. Well, sprint race, exactly what it says on the tin. A sprint over very, very quickly.
Yeah, indeed. Ooh, Kulakutu's car on my screen just went completely mental and crashed there. So I will quickly jet off and get the feature race lobby set up.
Okay, so just another confirmation there of the result on the screen. So as James goes and gets the lobby set up for the feature race, obviously we'll go and join him in a moment. But a fantastic result for Dave the Harp, extending his lead in the championship. And in many ways, Jason could have just done with sneaking past GBM Vectra there to get that second place. But Dave the Harp, GBM Vectra, Jason, they all won't be able to qualify now for the feature race. They will start at the back. And if they are behind myself and James, they will have to go around us, or be prepared to go around us. We'll get out of the way as quick as we can. Scott McFall, I think, has just had his best race result of the season, while Dex finished in 5th place. May not be too pleased about that one. Kulakutu, even with his big drift, taking 6th. Woolhouse 7th, Adam 4600 8th, Stig V Rob 9th, and El Tel 10th. I must admit, it did look like Woolhouse was ahead of Kulakutu across the finish line, but it is showing Kulakutu as being in 6th place. I can see someone has asked what question of the day is. You know what? I've been that busy today, I haven't been able to prepare one. So, seeing as Drew, you've asked what the question of the day is, go and find one. Go and find a question of the day and post it on the YouTube chat. So, your job for today, Drew, is to go and sort out question of the day. So, James,
right.
Feature race, 20 laps. We've seen, what, 2 stops most races this season? Are we expecting 2 stops again?
I think, well, I think we saw a lot of pit stops last time out because of the crazy wet weather we had going on.
That is true.
But I believe we may see maybe 2, maybe possibly 3 stops, because the tyre wear for the feature race this week has moved up to ×5. So this is to try and force more pit stops, more action, and a bit more strategy, which I think a few of the drivers behind were probably struggling. So hopefully that'll keep the field bunched up and a bit more unpredictability.
Hopefully so. I mean, yeah, the weather last week, that was absolutely bonkers. I mean, Dave trying to go into the pits, spins, misses the pit entry, turns out to be the right choice. Because had he pitted, he probably wouldn't have won the race. But yeah, I mean, that was absolutely mental last week. But I mean, we've seen that on ProjectCARS. I mean, we've seen over the seasons, we've seen fog, which was so foggy we could barely see headlights. We've had rain and storms so hard and heavy that you can barely see cars, let alone the circuit. I think I haven't seen snow, because I don't think there is snow, but that would be interesting. And you never know, on ProjectCARS 2, you never know, maybe snow on there, because I believe Rallycross is on there. And okay, Rallycross isn't rally as such, but it is still something a bit different. If you could just let me know, James, when the invite's been sent, please.
An invite has just been sent.
Okay, so as I go and join James then, people might not be able to hear James for a moment, so I'll keep talking as I try and go and join him. We'll get all the drivers into the lobby again, and one of the reasons we reset the lobby is to make sure we can get people back in, sort out the tyre wear, and give James the opportunity to check over the settings again. But it's an interesting one. I mean, is Dave the Harp going to come from the back of the field and take another victory? Is Jason going to follow him through? Scott McFall finished in 4th place. Are we going to see him in pole position?
Well, we could do, but also we've got GT Gavin, who we do not have a clue what pace he's got, and I'm trying to remember the other...
GBM Oldman.
Yeah. Oldman, yeah. So there could be 2 dark horses going under the radar. They could spring a surprise here.
They definitely could, because they're going to be able to qualify as well. So yeah, a fantastic opportunity for many of the drivers. So we'll just wait for James to send invites out to the drivers. And James, if you need to know if you're missing anyone or anything like that, and you need to work out who it is, just let us know. While James is doing that, I will quickly mention where next week's event will be at, because it's an interesting one. Is it an interesting one, or is it potentially going to be the best one of all?
It is if you're down under, mate.
You know what, though? We may have to check if the amount of laps you got on the picture is going to be right. Oh, it could be. It could be. Okay. Next Sunday from about 8 p.m, the round 4 event of the Front Row Racing Season 6 ProjectCARS DTM Touring Car Championship is the title long enough. Can we make it any longer?
It's a bit longer.
We could just call it the FRR PC S6 DTM TCC. Still long but shorter. Okay, yeah, so 8 o'clock next Sunday, and that'll be for the sprint race, 3 laps around Bathurst at Mount Panorama. Feature race will be 15 laps long. Bathurst is a track where historically, when we race round there, the field gets very, very spread out. I wouldn't be surprised if similar happens, but it could. We could have an epic race there. Just in case they asking Vectra on the podium, yes, GBM Vectra finished in 2nd place. So just to confirm that for Caseley, if you could scroll back on the video to the end of the session, I did show confirmed result. But Dave the Hart first, GBM Vectra 2nd, Jason 3rd, Scott McFall 4th. And that's about all I can remember at the moment. So yeah, but I did show it on the results at the end of the race. So James, predictions of who might win this one then? Come on.
I think this might be the race where, even though Dave Harp's got the pace, with the tyre wear, he did struggle last season with tyre wear. This may be his Achilles heel. Could this change things? We'll find out. I think this could be an opportunity for either GBM Oldman or GBM Vectra.
Well, it could be. GBM Vectra is going to be at the back of the grid, though, with Dave the Harp. So, bit of a challenge. For Oldman, though, this is a fantastic opportunity. Because if he's able to qualify up near the front and get a good start and potentially run away, then so I'll just see Caseley's message. He says, "Well done, Vectra. Must be sober this week." I doubt it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. So are we still waiting on a couple of drivers?
Yeah, I've just got a few that don't seem to be accepting my invite, but we'll get them in. Yeah,
we need the drivers to come and join us in the lobby to get ready to take to the track, so that we can get this race underway, so that I can go and get me dinner. I'm starving.
Yeah. I'm just trying to work out which last 2 I am missing now.
Okay. So let's see how long it takes for me to work it out.
Stig V Rob, so we've only got 1 missing now. Which is the odd one out? This could be a question of the day, really, couldn't it?
Oh, it is. You know what? I'm looking at that and I can't work it out. Right, I'll skip back on the video. Let's see. Apologies for this, folks. Me and James got memories like
We're getting too old. This is why we need new admins.
Yeah, we got memories like colanders or sieves. Okay. Something I was going to mention as well, James. I mean, we had a very interesting conversation last week, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Oh, we did.
I'm still thinking about it now. That's why I can't concentrate.
I know we were missing. Oh, no, it's not Dave. Okay, I'm going to run through the list, James, just so you know. GT Gavin 2.
Yep.
Breaking Clays.
Yep.
GBM Vector.
Yep.
Mulrine, there we go. It's Mulrine.
There we go.
He'll be sending you messages. Yeah. We had a very interesting conversation last week about what if everything was free. And admittedly, when Casey heard that conversation, he did ask whether we'd had a rental breakdown. But
it's just what we wish happens.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Here, James. Yeah, here's a free check. Cash it in.
If on Star Wars they can have warp drives, then we're allowed to hypothesise about everything being free.
I don't think warp drives exist in Star Wars, just for all those Star Wars geeks out there like me. They've got hyperspace.
Okay, sorry. Star Trek, they've got warp drive. Oh my God, I'd see it. Last week I said you were a geek, and you said, well, not really. You've just proved it. Okay, so as we wait for Mulrine to come in, we have got question of the day given by Drew. Hopefully he won't post the answer just yet. Okay, so question of the day. In F1's first F1 season in 1950, in round 3, in what country did the race take place?
Oh, God. Let's just go for a wild guess.
The viewers may not be able to hear you at the moment, James, but I'm just going to try and send Mulrine another invite because he hasn't joined us just yet.
I will say Aintree, classic Formula 1 race, but now just support horses.
Oh, that's an interesting guess. That is, Aintree. Right, okay, James. I'm going to suggest that we get the session underway. If you've got any other reserve drives that you may want to send an invite to during qualifying or the warm, because we are going to have a 10-minute qualifying session and a 5-minute warm up. So yeah, maybe able to get a reserve driver in. So James's guess was Aintree. Oh, interestingly, Breaking Clays says that's easy. The Indy 500. But I don't think the Indy 500 was ever actually sort of an F1 race. F1 drivers did go and take part in the Indy 500.
Yeah, I've never known Indy 500 mentioned within Formula 1. I've heard of drivers such as Graham Hill go and drive it, but no, I don't believe it's ever been technically part of a Formula 1 World Championship.
Oh, well, the Indianapolis circuit didn't. Oh, where was it? He raced in America.
Watkins Glen used to be.
Yeah, Watkins Glen did used to be. That's the answer. It's Watkins Glen. I bet that'll be it. I bet Drew sat there and Googled Watkins Glen Formula 1. Now. Yeah. Okay, so qualifying session underway then. As mentioned, Jason, Dave the Harp and GBM Vectra all will not be allowed to put a qualifying time in because of their podium finish in the sprint race, but this is getting ready for the feature race now. So 10-minute qualifying session, drivers should be able to get 2, maybe 3 laps in to see where they're going to start this race. Adam 4600, he's a driver that I think if there's ever been a brilliant opportunity to win a race this season, it's this season. Although I've said that before, and he's been massively unlucky on occasion. He has got a car ahead of him, and that is Woolhouse. And Woolhouse, he had one stonking race in Spain, didn't he? Him and Jason had a fantastic battle, and I mean, I know Jason sort of messaged the YouTube channel afterwards saying he absolutely loved that battle. He also loved the battle that he had with Kulukutu last week, and that was so much fun to watch.
There was a lot of wheel-to-wheel, but pure respect between the two of them, even though sometimes there might have been a bit of bump and grind going on. It was absolutely giving each other just enough room to survive. It was brilliant to watch.
Definitely. Okay, Scott McFall, he's also on an outlap. Finished in 4th place in the sprint race, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him up there, 1st, 2nd, 3rd maybe.
To be fair, he looked very, very handy in that sprint race, and it's just now down to whether the drivers are going to try and put on a set of softs which will last 2 laps, which they'll probably use as a qualifying tyre, or are they going to just whack on a set of medium compound tyres? There's only the soft and medium available, so they could whack on a set of mediums and just keep bombing around the circuit and see if they can get faster and faster, but we'll find out and see which strategy the drivers go for.
Yeah. I think personally I'd probably go for the fastest tyre and just go for putting in like 1 or 2 or 3 hot laps. But Scott McFall, I believe, he's either about to complete a lap or just start a flying lap. He's starting a flying lap. James, do you want to take us for a lap around the Watkins Glen circuit?
Yeah, he's just going to touch wide there through turn 1, which is off camber. Sort of wants to spit you out wide, and I can hear some crash bang wallops in the distance through my headphones. Just now heading up towards the bus stop chicane, which doesn't actually have a turn number, and it's called the inner loop. So here we go. Let's see if he manages to nail this inner loop. He's took a lot of curve, and that's nice to see. Now heading to the outer loop, which is turn 5. Just hugging that apex, and then the tyres are scrubbing across the surface of the tarmac, heading down towards the chute at turn 6 as it heads downhill, and now you want to try and rub right up against that outside curb, and he's kept well in the centre of the road there, so maybe that's a little bit of time on the board that could benefit him in the future if he went a little bit wider. Just heading through the toe at turn 7 onto the boot straight down towards turn 8, which is classed as the heel, as this is looking quite a tidy lap. Now heading up towards turn 9, it's a bit of an awkward corner, you got to turn in and hope it sticks, but he seems to just not be carrying as much speed as what I thought. A lot of the drivers have moaned about these last couple of corners, but probably working out it's better not to brake and just turn in and see what the aerodynamics do as he goes over the line for a flying lap, and it is a 1:39.6.
Yep, and he's in 2nd place because GBM Oldman has gone and done a 38.8. One of the reasons why we obviously missed him in the sprint race, but as we have mentioned, this is a fantastic opportunity for him. And riding on board with Scott there, it did look like he was a little perhaps cautious through many of the corners. But as we may have been able to see on that particular lap, a lot of the corners here are long. And if you get that entry wrong, you need to make sure that you are feathering that throttle to get that exit right. Because, like I say, you get the entry wrong, you could easily hit the barriers, as GBM Oldman nearly did there. Entry slightly wrong, run rather wide. It's very easy to do, but it does look like Oldman's perhaps taken your ploy, James, of bolting on a set of tyres and trying to put a couple of laps in, because I think he's coming towards the last corner now. No, he's actually gone around the last corner. Is he going to be up on his lap time? Yes, he is, at 38.3.
So we saw that, I believe it was Vectra in the sprint race, got himself down into the 37s, which was very impressive. But Dave the Arp didn't seem to have that pace in the sprint race. So Vectra and Oldman, I think Oldman's probably in the best position, starting further up the grid for a victory. But Vectra, I think he's got some rapid pace. If he could just unlock it lap after lap and be consistent.
Yep, Scott McFall just about across the line. He continued on for another lap as well. As he improved? Yes, he has, but it's only to a 39.2. Eltel sitting in 3rd place at the moment. Adam 4600 looks like he's about to continue on for another lap. He's in the 140s. I would like to see him get down into them 138s, 139s if he can, but I've got a feeling he's going to be absolutely committed on this lap. So let's have a look. Probably going to curse him now. So through the beautiful uphill corners. And as James will tell us, it's not called the bus stop chicane, it's called the inner loop, but it just reminds me of Spa's old bus stop chicane, but obviously going the other direction and much quicker, so it's nothing like the old Spa chicane at all, but it does remind me of it a little bit. See how Adam's run around the corner is quite nice.
Yeah, he's got a very nice line, especially through the outer loop. He's taking heaps of speed into the corners, running a touch wide there. But yeah, he seems to be taking a lot more speed into the corners than Scott was doing earlier.
Yeah,
and backed out of it, I think.
Oh no, he hasn't. He always just clipped the inner curb there. But yeah, I mean that's why I was saying that Scott looked like he was being a little more cautious on the entry, and that's why, because of what we just saw happen with Adam, a little more aggressive on the entry, and again running a little bit wide, perhaps compromising the exit of the corner. And he has got a car ahead of him, which may be GT Gavin. Oh, is Adam going to clip the wall? No, just manages to avoid it. 2 corners to go until the lap is over. He's definitely more committed, just might not be as quick. Oh yeah, he's really pushing it into the barrier. The car ahead at the barrier further along, but as Adam he didn't quite improve on his lap time, unfortunately.
GT Gavin in front of Adam, and yeah, he looked well out of shape.
Well, Dex, he's sitting in 5th place at the moment. He actually had a fantastic qualifying session last time out. Was unlucky at the start, and he's looking committed through the inner loop there, really throwing it through the corners and punishing those tyres. He's carrying a lot of speed.
Yeah, the front left tyre there looked to be screaming, saying no.
Well, one of the good things about qualifying is that you don't have to start the race on the tyres you qualified on, which means you can just go and absolutely destroy them on your flying laps. And yeah, I think if Pirelli were going to send Dex a bill, it'd be a big one.
So there's only 1 minute 25 left on the board, so I believe Ullman and Dex are maybe the only 2 drivers out on the circuit. No, GT Gavin is as well. He hasn't set a lap yet. Let's see whether he's got anything in this car in order to set a lap time. It looked to be pretty shabby through the final corner before he started the lap. See if he's able to improve on what he's currently sat in 13th place.
Dex getting all over the exit curb there, around the final corner, a little sideways. Is he going to be up on his lap time? 41.4 to beat, got it down to a 41.5, still 5th place. Was it GT Gavin, you said?
Just coming through the final corner, running very wide. Oh, he's almost hitting the pit lane entry. And yeah, P8, even with a shabby lap, that's not too bad for Gavin.
Well, maybe the beers that GBM Vectra hasn't had this week, GT Gavin's had instead. Let's see, anybody else out on track at the moment? Doesn't look like it.
Bullhouse looks like his car's been attacked by a Tyrannosaurus Rex on my screen.
Yeah, that's a car that probably features in Jurassic Park 21.
Nice little drift there.
Yeah, I need to give out a quick little apology as well. Pirelli wouldn't like it, or should I say Michelin wouldn't like me advertising Pirelli tyres on these DTMs, because I'm pretty sure they do have Michelin tyres on. But anyway, that's qualifying over. We're going to be on to a 5-minute warm-up session in a second. But GBM Oldman did take pole position. Scott in 2nd, Eltel 3rd, Adam 4600 4th, Dex 5th, Kulakutu 6th. Woolhouse 7th, GT Gavin 8th, Breaking Clay's 9th, then Stig v Rob, and then we've got the drivers that finished on in the feature race. But James was wondering if you've got any more reserve drivers that you want to send an invite to for that final spot. Now would be the time to do so, as the drivers rush out of the pits to test out what their cars are going to be like on the potentially the harder compound tyre, and also with race fuel in. Because driving these cars with enough fuel to do 1 or 2 laps is going to be very different to full fuel for the 20-lap race. So I'll quickly mention Drew's question of the day again, if anyone wants to have another go at guessing the answer. Looks like Breaking Clays is adamant it was the Indy 500. He says it was in F1 from the 50 to 58. But the question of the day from Drew is, in F1's first F1 season in 1950, where did round 3 take place? Or in what country, he actually said.
Just watched Davey Arp coming up behind Dex, I believe it was. Got a little bit of dirty air running through the bus stop chicane, which is called the inner loop, and yeah, his car did not seem to handle well with dirty air in front of him, so he's going to have to really look after these tyres and look after this car. He's going to be starting behind a lot of drivers. Could he do an absolute miracle and do what Adam 4600 did last week, where he parted the...
Do you mean Jason, sorry?
The drive. Yeah, sorry, Jason, yeah. What an absolutely cracking start that was. He managed to part the drivers like Moses with the sea.
Yeah, I mean, at the time when it happened, I mean, I was jumping up and down about it. When I watched his footage, I think it was the next day, I watched his footage of the opening lap of the feature race, and oh my god, he had a phenomenal start and he gained like 2 or 3 places straight away, and then as he got down to turn 1, it was literally like James said, a parting of the season. It just opened up beautifully for him. It was kind of like, oh, where am I going to go, where am I going to go? Oh, I'm in second. It was brilliant. But we'll see how he gets on today. I mean,
Davey Arp, something's going on with him. I think he's not very happy. He's just slapped straight into the wall, and he's back in the garage. So he's only got 2 minutes remaining if he's got some sort of technical problem there.
Well, he won't be wanting technical problems, not at this stage, as Stig V Rob is sat in the pits with what looks like a dirty rear end to his car. Eltel, I've got to say, Eltel's been impressing. I mean, he's technically a reserve driver, but you know what? I've got a feeling if there's a permanent spot opening up at any point, I've got a feeling he's going to be taking it, because he's definitely been showing what he can do. Especially, I mean, last week he had a good result last week, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he did have a decent result last week. Eltel in the sprint race, he finished P6. And in the feature race, unfortunately for him, he finished last of the runners, which was P11.
So he didn't do very well last week.
well, overall, he's got 17 points, and there's another 6 drivers behind him who haven't got as many points as he has, so it's not doing too bad.
I do remember him being on the podium. It must have been the week before.
Yeah, I think it was at Spain, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, these races come too thick and fast.
No, they do. Definitely.
Jason,
a lot of drivers just seem to be sat in the pit lane relaxing.
Jason isn't. He's definitely getting himself warmed up. He's done a 140.122. GBM Oldman, though, he's done a 138.733. And if that's with fueling, that is a good lap time. But,
that is.
I mean, you mentioned, James, about the tyre wear. The tyre wear's on ×5. I must admit, I was thinking, oh, I'm probably on the side of the drivers on this one. It's like, oh, if they use the soft tyres and they can only get 2 or 3 laps, it's going to be a pit fest. But if they do use the harder compound tyre and it's only a 2-stop race, then no problem. Use the soft tyre as a quali tyre and the other tyre as a race tyre. Fair enough. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, if anyone's going to try the soft tyre for the race, they'll soon find out it's not going to be the way to go.
Yeah, especially when we have notified the drivers about the tyre situation, what probably is the best strategy to use. Yeah, we've done a little bit of homework for the drivers. There we go. We've got 16 seconds before the race starts. What are your feelings? Who do you think who's your money on?
GBM Oldman. Oh, I don't know. I've got a feeling that Dave could come through from the back, but I think Jason could as well. But I'm thinking this is GBM Oldman's chance of a win. So that's who I'm going to place my money on, which means he's probably going to end up being crashed down. But anyway, the light's going to be coming on any moment, and we'll get on board with the leaders as soon as we can. So as the lights are coming on, the drivers are going to head down towards turn 1. And let's go on board and find out what's happening up there. Let's see, somebody up at the front's had a good start. Adam 4600.
It's Scott on the outside, who's had a lovely start as well. Running through turn 1, he's managed to get well in front of Oldman, who's in P3 now. Behind, we've got a driver aiming the wrong way. I'll try and work out who that was. I believe it is Woolhouse. That's not the way he wanted to start. Dave the Harp down in P11. But yeah, up at the front, Scott is now leading the way with Adam 4600, who's got Oldman up his inside.
Lovely
Oldman
move.
just took the place. What a lovely, opportunistic move there. Really lovely driving.
Somebody's in the barrier. In the barrier, top of the hill. Who was that? Dave the Harp. Dave the Harp. He's in 11th. I don't know if he was hit or what, but he did end up off the track into the barrier.
No, I think it was GT Gavin in a very similar livery.
Right.
Dave the Harp is now up the inside of Stig v Rob. Can he make this move? As in front of them, Vectra's trying to have a look, but Dave the Harp looks to be trying to go for the up and under now. Round the heel. Sorry, no, that's the toe corner. Now they're heading towards the heel, as in front as well. Vectra's up the inside of Breaking Clays.
Yep, Dave the Harp's managed to get ahead. Up at the front, though, it's still busy up there. Let's see, Scott McFall still leading this race, but not for long, because Vectra's taken him. No, he isn't.
It's Ullman.
Yes, he has.
Took him all the way around the outside. What a lovely move there. Adam's now up the inside. Can he hold on to this? Or is Scott going to be able to hold him off? He does, just for the first lap. So ILTEL now under pressure from Dex in P4. He just moved in front down towards turn 1.
Nice little move there by Dex, but he's ran wide. That's going to give LTEL the opportunity to fight back up the hill.
Power boost then, and he's heading down the order. Is Dex and Jason's through. And now Vectra, Breaking Clays and Dave the Harp are heading up the hill, and Dave the Harp is really, really pushing.
He is all round the outside. Is that Dave the Harp on Breaking Clays? Bit of contact, bit of squeezing, and it was Dave the Harp getting past Breaking Clays, heading towards the bus stop. Little nudge, and off he goes. He's got him parked it near the other car that's over by the barrier.
Oh, he's absolutely foaming.
Woolhouse was over there as well. GT Gavin appears to be in the pits.
So Oldman out in front. This is looking very, very nice for him. Scott McFall, P2. Adam just been overtaken there by Kulu Kutu up the inside. Side by side with Kulu Kutu. Adam is, he's just been completely mugged there.
So Kulukutu then getting himself into a podium position at the moment. But look at this train of cars that's catching them up, and have a guess who's in 5th place. It's Jason. So he's had another fantastic start, getting himself up into 5th, but just behind his Dex, LTEL Vectra.
Some bad news for all them Dave the Harp fans. He's got a massive bit of damage in his car. He's towing to the left-hand side.
You know what? I don't think Dave the Harp's got any fans on the racetrack. The other drivers will be quite happy. Oh, who's that into the pits? Is Adam 4600?
That's Adam. Adam already in the pit lane. Is he put on the soft tyre by mistake?
Quite possibly. That's freed up our fan favourite Jason now to 4th place. But yeah, I think for the drivers, they'll like Dave the Harp. They'll like him even more. The fact he's got loads of damage and probably not going to score many points in this race.
Well, it's going to be an absolute mammoth effort. 18 laps to go. Can Dave the Harp salvage something from this? Looks to me as though Dex in P5 is coming under a little bit of pressure from the ILTEL in P5, and Vectra is now closing in on them too.
He is. Now, Vectra obviously started at the back along with Jason and Dave the Harp, so Vectra doing quite nicely at the moment.
ILTEL taking a very wide line. Can he make a move on Dex?
Dex running wide.
Yeah, very wide. That's not going to be good for the exit of the corner, and ILTEL able to get on the power a little bit sooner.
I think he's going to be okay for the moment. Just going to have a quick look. Oh, Jason, he's on the back of Kulu Kutu, just ahead of Dex. Not quite close enough to attack just yet, I don't think, but that gap is getting smaller and smaller. We see the leader and 2nd place. I mean, Scott in 2nd place, he's doing a cracking job so far. But if Jason's on a charge, then Scott's going to have to get a shift on. Kulu Kutu's ran wide. This will give Jason an opportunity. And in the background, still see Dex under pressure.
Yep. Vectra having a little look up the inside of ILTEL, but ILTEL shuts the door, but that's He's gone wide, he's hit the curb, and can he hold on to it into the final corner? Vectra's taking a lot of speed through there, running all over the curb, but just holding on to it.
Okay, Jason may be close enough to have a look into turn one. No, he doesn't. He may have a look on the exit. Has he?
He's gone wide as Kulukutu. Yeah, he's got a... Oh, no, he's managed to correct it on the exit. But who is close is ILTEL all over the back of Dex now.
Yeah, he is as they head up the hill. He's going to have a good run up towards the bus stop chicane. I can hear the sound of car versus barrier somewhere. Oh! Jason!
Kulukutu.
Yeah, it was Kulukutu.
In front.
Oh, Jason managed to get through. Kulukutu's under pressure now. He's got damage on his car and 3 drivers behind him all wanting his position.
Oh, this is going to get very, very hectic.
You know what, I think...
Up the inside of ILTEL, and Kulukutu looks like he's wiggling all over like a stripper in a lap dance club.
I think Dex backed out of that, you know, to make sure he didn't hit the back of Kulukutu, and it caught out the driver behind him, ILTEL, as these cameras are absolutely shocking here.
But this driving is absolutely brilliant. So close, but yet not touching each other.
Oh, Dex got himself stuck behind Kulukutu, and that allowed ILTEL to sneak up the inside. Vectra trying to do exactly the same as well.
Kulukutu slightly tapping into ILTEL, but it's run wide, and that's allowed Vectra straight through.
So Dex was unfortunate there. Instead of gaining a place, he's lost 3. ILTEL's run wide!
And Vectra's through, that's lovely, and Kulukutu back up the inside, but I think he might have to pit for damage as Dex is also up there as well.
Dex overtakes the both of them, you sneaky little man. Nice move though. I think he was frustrated at losing those positions.
Yeah, Kulukutu has to pit, he needs to get in the pit lane, and he has done. That's very wise there.
Okay, Oldman running up the hill. Nice lead he's got at the moment. Few seconds over Scott. Jason running in 3rd place at the moment. I reckon he still may be able to catch up to Scott. Vectra now into 4th place with a bit of clean air ahead of him. Dex behind him, opening up a gap to ILTEL in 6th. Stig v Rob, bit of a gap back to him in 7th place. Kulukutu in the pits. Brake and Clays also into the pits. Adam 4600 pitted earlier on. He's going to pass the both of them, so that's going to put him up into 8th place. Brake and Clay still stationary. Kulukutu on the move now. Dave the Harp, he's sitting in 11th place, and if he finishes there, he'll still score points, just not very many of them. GT Gavin, he's sitting in 12th place at the moment, and it looks like we've lost another driver.
That's not good, as we've now got, we've got 12 drivers left on circuit. Dave Harp up to P10 now, as the clouds seem to be rolling in over the circuit.
Oh, Dex just lost the position.
Dex,
It's alright, camera was already on it. We didn't miss it. You're alright. He's going to attack back though. He's got a good slipstream here. Bit of a bump draft nudge off. I'm going to call it there. Oh, and he's ran wide. Can he keep it? Yes, manages to not spin out there, but it has cost him a little bit of time.
Ooh, Scott McFall almost lost it, and he's into the pit lane already. It's only 5 laps gone, and Scott is in the pit lane.
Well, that's going to move Jason up into 2nd place, and if there's one thing Jason's known for, it's for being pretty kind to his tyres.
ILTEL and Dex back in the pits as well.
Ooh. Well, if they're on the hard compound tyres, it may be safe to say that he's got no steering wheel in his car.
Scott McFall, I think he may have had a problem. He's gone into the pit lane and it's just rolled him straight through, and he's come out the other end. I don't think he's pitted and put on any tyres, but we'll find out if his sector times start improving. I don't believe that was slow enough for a tyre change.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, he's sitting in 4th place at the moment with GBM Vectra. Yeah, I mean, that must have been just a drive straight through the pits. I mean, I'd be surprised if he actually got given a drive-through penalty, but we did see it last season with one driver making his way into the pits to make a stop, and the game just randomly said to him, somebody's in your pit box, you can't stop this lap. And they had to go round and do another lap.
Kulukutu's had a massive undercut. He only pitted a lap ago. And he's come out in front of ILTEL and Dex, who were in front of him when he went into the pit lane.
Wow, so Kulakutu, up on 2 wheels, he's committed through the chicane. But yeah, Eltel not too far behind him, and he's followed by Dex. Now, Dex, what a move up the inside, using the curb. I think Eltel may have got a little bit out of shape, but Dex, he just blew him away.
Well, showing that he's got a lot of class, and yeah, he's been spotted by Casely, which is what has become Casely's role now at FRI, spotting talented drivers, and there you go, lovely move there, and no contacts.
Yep, which means he's going to go and have a big crash now. You've saying that.
Out. Oh no, sorry, GT Gavin, sorry about that, in the same livery car. GT Gavin just completely lost it heading downhill in P12. This is not going well for him.
No, he's still going, but yeah, that must have been the car that I heard making the sound of Car V Barrier. I don't think he's actually that far behind Brake and Clays. No, he's not. He can see Brake and Clays ahead of him. Whether they're still on the same lap or not, I'm not sure. Let's have a quick check. Yeah, they're on the same lap, so he's still in a bit of a fight, but unfortunately for both of those guys, quite a gap to Dave the Harp, who's running in 10th place at the moment. Eltel down in 9th, still behind Dex, but these guys have made a pit stop, so expect them to gain a couple more places in a few laps' time. Kulakutu running in 7th place, and he's been impressing me more and more each time I see him racing. Adam 4600 up to 6th place after that very, very early pit stop. Stig v Rob, we're not really talking much about him throughout this race so far, but he's running in 5th place at the moment, as it looks like it's getting a little bit darker out there on track and headlights are popping on the cars. I've got a feeling that might mean there's some nasty weather on its way. Scott McFall, he's running in 4th place at the moment. And I don't think he's gone back into the pits.
Jason's in the pit lane along with Vector, so that's P2 and P3.
Yeah, GBM Oldman's continued on then, so he's quite happy to keep going at the moment. There's somebody ahead of Jason has just left the pits, I believe. So Jason and Vector.
GT Gavin will be a lap down already.
Yeah, that'll hurt for him, but it can happen. I mean, you have a big crash on the opening laps of the race where you need to pit, repair the damage. It is going to cost you a lot of time. Stig v Rob, he's still going. Is he going to gain a place? Yes, he is, but obviously he's going to have another, a pit stop to do fairly soon. But if Oldman or Stig v Rob can get to halfway through the race and do a one stop, they'll be laughing, because anyone that's already pitted potentially got another stop to do.
Yeah, Scott McFall is coming up behind a back marker, which I believe will be GT Gavin, but GT Gavin will be on fresh tyres, so he'll be annoyed he won't be able to just breeze past Stig v Rob in P3, being hunted down by Jason in P4. Really, with the fresh tyres for Jason, it looks like this is going to be a breeze past.
Yep, definitely could be. I mean, I'd expect the drivers to have the cars fueled up for the whole race from the start of the race, so tyres will just have the bigger benefit, and I think Stig v Rob knows it. He's kind of defending, but also not fighting, because he knows difference of pace, difference of tyre life. GBM Vectra not too far. You know what? I think GBM Vectra's catching Jason.
Yeah, Vectra's pitted and come out in front of Adam 4600, so that's a very, very good job for Vectra.
Stig v Rob, sorry, gone wide into the gravel, comes back on behind GBM Vectra.
Race leader Oldman in the pits, but he's got a fair, healthy gap.
That he has.
Scott McFall in the pit lane.
Yep, so looking like a two-stop strategy for those guys then. Jason coming around the final corner. I think Jason may take over the lead here. No, Oldman's already out of the pits and round turn 1. But Jason is going to retake second place, though, that's for certain.
So Scott currently down in 4th, but he hasn't started moving yet. That's 5th. Let's see when he gets going where he will come out. Will ILTEL be able to jump Scott on the exit? I'm not too sure how close this is going to be. It's going to be very close. Well, Scott with brand new fresh tyres, if he can get them up to temperature straight away, he may be able to pound straight back at ILTEL.
he's going to have a good run at him here, getting slipstream all the way up the hill, but choosing not to use it by the looks of things.
He doesn't even need it. Look at that straight line speed.
Oh, up the inside. Oh, it's sideways.
Oh, how did he save that? What an absolute save there from Scott. Absolutely brilliant driving skill. And what a move.
Well, unfortunately didn't fully see it there, but I knew if I switched camera it would have sent us looking back at the bus stop chicane, but we saw him go sideways. Oh, into the barrier goes El Tel there. Yeah. Well, he just got probably the best view in the house of Scott's driving there.
Stig v Rob under pressure from Kalu Kutu in P8. Can Kalu Kutu make his way up and take the position off Stig? I'm not too sure. Well, Dave the Arp now just running through the bus stop chicane in P11. It looks like he may be closing in on Dex, Kalu and Stig, as Stig and Dex are going side by side. This is
it's not Dex, it's Kutu.
Oh, sorry about that.
Lovely move, yeah,
though. Stig looks like he's got absolutely no grip remaining.
Has he pitted? I think he may have pitted, you know. Yeah, because he was up in about third or fourth. I think he may have made a pit stop.
Scott McFall for P5 is now closing in on Adam 4600 in P4. And yeah, I just think that Scott's just got superior grip now.
I'm just going to have a look, see if Vectra is closing in on Jason. I don't think he is massively, but yeah, Adam 4600 is coming under pressure, but we saw that Adam 4600 pitted on, the end of lap 2, I think it was. And I'm wondering if Scott, maybe it was a drive-through penalty. If you have 5, I mean, if it was a jump start and he'd got, say, 5 laps to complete, so much more speed.
Yeah, so much more grip in the corner, it's just unbelievable. And there we go, it's gone wide and Scott is straight through. Adam is straight into the wall, he won't be happy with that. No. Ieltel now coming round the corner, I think he may be putting the magnets on Adam, and Adam looks like them tyres are second hand. 11 laps to go, it's a long way to go yet.
That it definitely is, but yeah, I mean, Adam 4600 might be thinking, oh, you know what, just give me a couple more laps and he can get to the end when he stops again. But I think his tyres have had it. Yeah, he's gone wide again. Eltel all over the back of him now.
Stig v Robs has just come out of the pit lane just in front of GT Gavin, and that's for P10, but GT Gavin looks like he's got a nice run.
I'll jump on board with that in a moment. Adam 4600 about to lose 5th position. Yeah, a little bit of contact and off they both go. Thankfully for the both of them, there's a big runoff area there. But that's Eltel through into 5th and Adam down to 6th. Is Adam going for the pits? No, he's going to try and keep going. Let's see, you mentioned about Stig v Rob. So yeah, come out just ahead of GT Gavin. So that's a battle for 10th place at the moment with 10 laps to go. And it looks like the sun's coming out again.
It does. It's a bit of a weird one today. Well, at least we've not seen any rain so far, but that doesn't mean that there may not be some precipitation going on later on.
Well, you know what? I thought I did just see a spot of rain, but then I realised, no, it's a smudge on my TV. Okay, quick look up at the front then. GBM Oldman leading the way at the moment. Looks like he's got a nice, healthy gap to... see the Stig v Rob GT Gavin battle, because GBM Oldman's closing in on them. But yeah, I mean, for Oldman, I said at the start, this is probably going to be one of the best opportunities he could have. And so far, so good. 10 laps to go, leading the race with a nice healthy little gap. Let's see if I can find out and work out just exactly how big that gap is. So I'm going to go quiet for a few moments.
Yeah, so just heading over the line, heading down towards turn 1 is Oldman. Oh, he's run a touch wide there. That's very, very wide indeed. And he just managed to keep his front right tyre on the curb. And let's work out what that time was.
It's only 6 seconds from Oldman to Jason, you know.
Right, then previous lap time by Jason was slightly faster by 1/10.5. So this is nip and tuck now between these drivers. But Jason, if he's got any chance of catching him, really needs Oldman to have a slight mistake.
Yeah, well, we'd probably say that these guys are looking at making another pit stop as well. So, I mean, undercuts, overcuts could come into effect. But Jason, yeah, looks like he's potentially on a little bit of a charge. I mean, could Jason go and get himself 2 podiums in a row?
Fastest driver on circuit currently is Dave the Harp down in P9. He's just closing in on Dex in P8.
Oh, you know what? We've got a bit of a battle. Vectra is being caught rapidly by Scott McFall. Scott's already on the back of him. Scott's going to be overtaking him any moment. I'm wondering if Vectra's had a problem somewhere. He's on the grass. That's not going to help him. Maybe the beers are kicking in now. That's Scott McFall up into 3rd.
Yeah, Vectra will not be impressed with that. He's had a really, really impressive first half of the race, but is that grip just slipping away now for him?
It is. He's holding his wheel, but the beer's kicking in, and he can't keep hold of it. It's slipping. But yeah.
So yeah, GBM Oldman in the lead is just heading up, and he can see GT Gavin down in P11, I believe. No, P11, and Stig V Rob just in front of him. So hopefully he'll be wanting to make his way through them like a hot butter through a knife.
I'm not even going to mention that. Dave the Arp's catching up to the back of Dex. You mentioned Dave the Arp a moment ago as being the fastest driver on the track, and he's right on the back of Dex.
Vectra's in the pit lane now, and ILTAL's just had a massive moment. I think he may be heading for pit lane too.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on that. Is that Kulukutu? Yeah, Kulukutu in 6th place. Yeah, so Kulukutu not that far ahead of Dex and Dave the Harp. So Kulukutu is going to have to be wary of these guys behind him because Dave the Harp's been quick, as James mentioned. Kulukutu going for the pits. That'll be for his last stop. Dex Dex only just made it into the pit lane then, I think.
Vectra's just heading out of pit lane now, and Dave the Harp is right behind him, but that will be devastating for Dave the Harp to know that Vectra's on a fresh set of boots now.
Yeah, it will do. Stig v Rob. Oh, Vectra, sorry. Stig v Rob and GT Gavin 2, they're having their own little battle, and right behind them is the race leader, GBM Oldman, who just clipped the barrier. Now, blue flags are not in play in the DTMs, as GT Gavin heads to the pits. That'll help out race leader there. Yeah,
Stig v Rob in front. He's gone deep into turn 1, and Oldman's just going to pick him off, I think. He's moving out of the way, or is he? I don't know.
I think he just nearly lost control of the car. I think Dex has just come out of the pits right ahead of Stig v Rob here. So race leader on the back of 10th place, and as I was mentioning, blue flag's not in play, so race leader has to overtake and not just get given the position, and overtake he does. Nicely done there. Now, if Stig v Rob's got a bit of sense about him, he'll try and follow GBM Oldman, and that may be able to help him get past Dex, who's in 9th place and not that far ahead of him, and Kulukutu still not that far ahead of Dex because they recently pitted. Adam 4600 looks like he's on the back of El Tel. These two quite close together, so although I thought this race would get very spread out, it's coming back together a little bit.
So yeah, race leader is now hunting down Dex in P9, but Dex has just put on a fresh set of boots, so whether he can catch him or not, it'll be we'll find out.
I think Jason may have just made his final pit stop, because he was running in 2nd, he's now in 3rd, and Scott McFall is ahead of him.
Dave the Harper's just pitted as well. I think that'll be the final pit stop, as Kulukutu just made an absolute nightmare of the final corner.
GBM Oldman into the pits. That frees up Stig v Rob once again.
Dave Harp heading out of the pit lane. I think he may be close with Stig v Rob on the exit. No, I think he's closer to Dex. He's made up a lot of time there, Dave, and Dex's undercut wasn't so big, so can Dave now close in and make his moves?
Yep, so after these guys have made their pit stops, fight still on. I'll tell you what, it's close, 7th, 8th and 9th.
It is, yeah, and ILTAL is, I don't know whether he's under pressure from Adam 4600, but yeah, it's close.
Just having a look here at Dex and Dave the Harp. Dave the Harp flashing his lights, would feel he's much quicker at the moment, but nobody's going to gift him a position. He's going to have to go and take it, and he may be able to do that now. He's right on the back of Dex, caught him up, going to try around the outside, or is he going for a switchback? Going for a switchback. This will give him a good run up the hill. No, having to go around the outside. That could become the inside for the next corner, I believe. And he's just managed to squeeze ahead. No, it's the outside for the next corner, but Dex won't give it up.
Yeah, Dave just trying it all the way around the outside, trying to give him a little bit of a squeeze earlier on, but Dex trying to keep the front tyres in there, but Dave the Harp, that is him up to P8, and you can see Kulukutu just in front of him. The lead. Oh, Vectra spun round! Vectra's out!
Well, he's not out, he's still going, but yeah, he's spun round, he's trying to get the car facing the right direction. That is in a treacherous position if anybody's heading that way, and you know what, somebody is on their way up there. I think it's Scott McFall who has made a pit stop.
ILTEL.
Yeah, it is, you're right.
ILTEL is on his way up the hill in the silver and white livery, and you can see Vectra right in front of him. As Vectra got damaged, can he hold on to this, or is this P4 going for him?
It might well be. He's going to come under a lot of pressure because Eltel is being chased by Adam 4600. Quick check, Scott McFall is again behind Jason, so he's made his pit stop. So Jason running in second place once again. GBM Oldman into the lead, and one of the few cars out there that doesn't look like it's got damage on it. Car behind him is a back marker. I think that'll be GT Gavin 2. And I tell you what, that gap between first and second place, it's not big.
Yeah, no, it's not big at all. Let's work this out. So,
apologies if you can hear my stomach rumbling, folks. Sorry about that. It's going off on one of the minute.
5 seconds at the moment between Oldman and Jason. This fight is still on. Vectra's run very, very wide, and ILTEL, he may be sniffing very good points, as Dave Harp is definitely sniffing the back end of Kulukutu, who's trying to defend this one very nicely, but Dave the Harp's now on the racing line.
Let's have a quick look at that, if I can.
Very, very close between Kulukutu. Can he hold up Dave the Harp anymore? I don't know if he can.
He's given it everything he's got, but Dave can be quite wise at times. Oh, look at that! Sneaky! Going for a bit of an undercut there, and good job. Kulukutu wasn't wanting to pit, but I was going to say Dave can be quite wise at times in positioning his car for exit a corner, which is what he's tried to do again. Gives Kulukutu a little bit of a nudge, and Dave's spinning, and I'm seeing a very blurry image of nothing really.
Yeah, Kulukutu's now lost out, and Dex has capitalised both of them two. He's up to P7 now. But yeah, Vectra up in front. He is really under pressure now from ILTEL in P5. Can he make this move? Because Adam 4600 is also closing in on these two.
So not many laps remaining now, and a lot kicking off at the moment. Eltel's got a great opportunity for fourth place.
GT Gavin and Jason have just come to blows, and both ended up spinning into the pit lane. This could really upset Jason. He didn't want to go for the pit lane. He just ended up getting hit into the pit lane.
Is he going to be able to just drive straight through? Well, that's, you keep an eye on that, James. Vectra being attacked by Eltel. Vectra currently sitting in fourth place, but Eltel wants that position. He's got the inside line for the corner, but it's a horrible corner as Vectra runs a little bit wide. That may give Adam 4600 a chance to catch up. Oh, Vectra having a look at the inside next corner. Can't quite do it. Jason is stationary in the pits. Is he going to come out in third?
Time. He's come out miles behind, and Scott's now up to P2.
Oh dear, oh dear. He's still got a bit of space to P4 behind, but oh yeah, if Jason did not want the pit lane, he is not going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, so it's fight back on then between GT Gavin and Jason, but Jason had a little bit of a look up the inside. GT Gavin looked to lose control on the curb, and they both ended up pirouetting into the pit lane.
Well, Jason is ahead of GT Gavin at the moment. Obviously, it's not a battle for position. Oh, but
Adam on Vectra has just gone round the outside. That was a lovely move, and Vectra, it looks like in a straight line now. He's just losing out.
I mean, Vectra, what? 3 laps ago, sitting in fourth place. Now he's down to 6th. Adam 4600 looks like he's found a little bit of pace here. He's catching up to the back of Eltel again. He's got a few laps to try and gain an additional position. But as we've seen, or we didn't see, but James saw, anything can happen around here. Even with the back marker losing control and taking you into the pits when you don't want to go. Oh, Vectra into the barrier again.
Oh no, that's not good. Vectra looks to be really, really struggling now.
That he is. If you can just keep control and keep focused, you'll be able to take home the 6th place finish. But I mean, I think the gap to 7th is big enough that he'll be safe. And Kulakutu still got Dave the Harp trying to hunt him. He's had to catch him back up again, but he has managed to do that. I'm just wondering though, James, I mean, what would this do in the points? Dave the Harp finishing 8th here. Well,
look out, but ILTEL looks really under pressure from Adam now, heading into the final couple of corners.
That he will. That he will. Oh, Eltel running wide. That'll give Adam a half an opportunity to gain on him, and he is gaining on him. He's going to be able to attack down into turn 1, but it's tricky. Eltel gives him the space. Sorry, Eltel gives him the space, and that's Adam 4600 through to 4th.
He's a power boost there, and Vectra's through.
Ooh, Eltel doubly losing out then. I see Jason still got GT Gavin right behind him, but he's opening up the gap a little bit. I think Scott McFall is too far ahead for Jason to even consider catching him up. That additional pit stop that he didn't want has just absolutely crippled his chance of a second place. And hopefully, I mean, if these guys finish in the positions they're in at the moment, we may be able to get Jason's opinion on that little incident there. Adam 4600 though up to 4th place, Vectra 5th, Eltel now 6th. Dave the Harp has managed to get past Kulakutu. He's up to 7th place. Where is Kulakutu? Because Dex is now 8th. Kulakutu coming out of the pits.
Coming out of the pit.
I'm wondering if he went soft tyres somewhere, or he's just going for them now.
Dave currently in P7. That give him 9 points. And he got 15 points in the sprint race, so that's 24 points. So that'd give him in total, on top of his 80 points currently standing, that'd be 104 points for Dave the Harp. So he can afford to lose them points.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the advantages of having a nice healthy lead at the top of the standings. You can afford to drop a few points. What you can't afford, though, is to keep dropping a few points. Okay, there's only a couple of laps remaining in this one, and I am so thankful because I really am getting hungry now.
There's a burger van just over the side of the circuit.
Don't, I'm starved. I have had something to eat today. I have had a sandwich, that's all. But I am going to be having myself one big dinner after this, I think. And then I'll probably have a food coma sleep. But I've got to say though, James, I mean, we talked at the start about predictions, and I said Oldman. I can't remember who it was that you said.
I said either Oldman or Vectra.
That's right. Neither of us mentioned Scott McFall, who's running in second place at the moment.
But really, Jason's going to be foaming the fact that the back marker spun and ended up pirouetting him into the pit lane. He will be absolutely foaming about that.
Well, I mean, Jason's an interesting one. He might be foaming about it, or he might just go, it happens, nothing the other guy could do. I mean, let's face it, we've all spun out on a curb, and sometimes it happens when there's a car next to you, not a lot you can do about it. And I mean, I'm surprised though that Jason wasn't perhaps able to cancel any kind of pit action and be able to just drive straight through the pits, because I think if he'd have been able to do that, he may have got away with it, you know. Either way, GBM Oldman is on the last lap of the race. Let's have a quick check of the standings, of the running order at the moment. 2 drivers out of the race, which I believe was Braken Clays, and unfortunately I can't remember who else it was. Apologies for that. But yeah, I mean, GBM Oldman though, he will be absolutely delighted with this one.
Adam 4600, he's crashed out and retired at the final corner. I think a wheel may have fallen off his car.
Oh dear, oh dear. Quick recheck of the result there. So it says Adam 4600 in 6th at the moment, but he's in the garage. So Adam 4600's race is over. For GBM Oldman, though, not many corners to go. I believe it's only the one, and he's going to go on to take victory here. He is Watkins Glen feature race, and it's maximum points here for him. GBM Oldman flashing his lights. Victory. He'll be absolutely delighted with that one. Scott he will be buzzing. Scott McFall, I think he'll be delighted. He won't care that he may have been gifted second place here. He really won't care. Second is second, and he gets to have his first podium interview. One more corner for him to go. I mean, what would you say, James? I mean, he's only done what? This is his third race.
Yeah, third event, and yeah, he's come away with P2. Slightly gifted, but he had to be there to get the position, so well played.
Yeah, Jason, absolutely buzzing for Jason. Gets one podium, follows it up with another one. Question now is, who was in 4th?
I will get that screenshot up and we will run through the
I think results. It's Adam 4600, you know. Apologies for this.
GBM Vectra. It's P4. Am I right? Am I completely wrong?
We're about to find out as he's coming around the last corner. Apologies for the dodgy camera work there. The cameras on Project Cars are dodgy as it is, but GBM Vectra, is it going to be 4th? Yes, it is. You know what? With Adam 4600 having his problem, it doesn't matter what happened to Vectra throughout the race. He was in 6th place 2 laps ago, and somehow he's managed to finish in 4th. Now, I don't know if this is going to be correct or not, but Dex may be finishing 5th. Well, he's got a car ahead of him. That's the race leader.
I believe it'll be ILTEL, and then Dave Harp, and then Dex.
Okay, so Eltel. I really do hate Project Cars for this at the end of a race. It really is awful. We will get a confirmed grid for you.
Dex, Kalukutu, Stigby, Rob and Gavin are a lap down, so it will be ILTEL and Dave Harp in 5th and 6th. Then it'll be 7th will be Dex, 8th will be Kalukutu, 9th will be Stigby, Rob, and 10th will be GT Gavin. None of the rest finished, including Adam 4600, who it says on my screen he got disqualified.
Disqualified? Yeah, disqualified.
Maybe cheeky corner cutting, maybe, possibly, or maybe just abusing the circuit. The stewards were thinking, you know what, I'm not picking up all the oil off the circuit.
Quite possibly, unless he was given a penalty for something and didn't serve it. I'm sure we'll find out afterwards. But I mean, Dave the Arp, if it is a confirmed 5th place for him, I think he'll be satisfied. I
think he will be happy.
I mean, with the way the race went, I wouldn't have said he'd have ended up with a 5th place, and it means he loses less points to Jason. GBM Oldman, he's already sat in the pits ready to come for a little bit of a chat, as well as Scott McFall and Jason. But yeah, an interesting race there. Definitely an interesting race.
Yeah, indeed. And I think my prediction came true there, where I was going to say that Dave Arndt was going to have a bit of a struggle on tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, you did think that it was going to be a struggle for him. Admittedly, though, you did say it would be because of the tyres. I don't think it was tyres. It was just a few crashes that he was involved in, and I'm sure he'll have a few things to say about that. Dave's not shy, never shy of that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're leading the championship and you know you can afford to lose a few points, then I wouldn't stress about it too much, to be honest.
Indeed. I'm just waiting for the drivers to get into the commentary box.
Yep, so we'll have the podium interviews that will begin in a few moments when the drivers do join us, and if anyone's got any questions that they want to put to the drivers, feel free to mention that in the YouTube comments. But don't forget as well, we'll be back next Sunday for round 4 of the Project Cars DTMs, and I will make sure that I've eaten before we come live next week, so we don't hear my stomach trying to out-volume the DTMs. But I believe the drivers have now joined us in the commentary box, so if all of the drivers could just make sure that you got your microphone set to allow to be shared in the chat party, because if you haven't, we'll get shouted out from the YouTube comments and then we'll shout at you. But I've got to say, feature race winner from Watkins Glen, GBM Oldman, you know what? The sprint race never happened for you, unfortunately. We'll find out what did happen there. I put my money on you to take the feature race after that, and I'm going to win, so well done. So yeah, what happened with the sprint race and how was the feature race for you?
Well, what happened to the sprint race was disconnection. There was a slight imbalance with no sound, so I came out of the game a bit quick to see if I could get back in, but I couldn't get back in, so that's how I lost the sprint race. But feature race, nice pole, and I just eased the car around, just trying to keep the tyres going, but they wore out ever so quick.
Yeah, I can imagine they did. Now, there was a part of that race where Jason was catching you up. Was you worrying that he might come and get you?
Yeah, again, I could see him getting closer, just holding on to the tyres. I thought, I'm going to have to go for it again in a minute, but he pitted. And I was celebrating as I was going round.
Well, we might find out what happened there, because you might not know. James, questions for GBM Oldman?
So, Oldman, were there any point though where you felt like that wasn't going to be the race for you? Something may have caught your attention and made your heart pound a bit, or were it all very much plain sailing? Because we saw you making some absolutely cracking moves, especially even on, I think it was lap 2 or lap 1, up the inside into what we named the bus stop chicane, which is the chicane after turn 4.
Yeah, I sort of bogged down at the start there and 2 got past me, and the DRS helped me there up past them, and I just managed to sneak in front. But yeah, there was a couple of worrying times where I didn't know what tyres people were on, and the tyres were getting very worn very quickly, and just hanging on.
Oh.
And I thought, here we go, let's go for it again, and we stayed safe.
So I take it you took the medium tyres then?
Oh yeah, I had to take the medium tyres. The softs were 2 laps and they were dead.
Right. Well, do you feel that you may be able to take the fight to David Harp, as unfortunately you had that problem in the sprint race, but you've managed to come away with 25 points for the feature race. Do you think you'll be able to edge closer to Dave?
Well, I hope so. I've been slightly quicker than Dave this weekend, not much, only 2 or 3 tenths in it, but I've been sort of pushing him a bit this weekend, and with any luck we might edge up on some of the other races.
Right, well, very nice, and I think we might come back to you unless Dave's got anything else.
Not at the moment. We might come back to you in a few moments' time. I just want to say well done once again. Second place, we'll move on to him, Scott McFall, as we're calling him. Obviously, I can't tell his name, probably means something slightly different, but we'll go with Scott McFall for now. Scott, hopefully you can hear us. Well done, mate. Second place. Got to be absolutely delighted with that result.
Oh, over the moon. Can't grumble at all, but as you said, it was gifted, but I take it as it is.
Did you know what had happened?
No idea.
Okay, well, we might find out in a moment because we get to speak to Jason, hopefully. The sprint race. In the sprint race, it looked very close. I mean, you're in that 4th place and you were close to that battle for 2nd and 3rd. Were you thinking, you know what, if I just wait here, I can get to qualify for the feature race, or were you pushing for as many points as you could get?
To start off, getting into the last corner, I did want to push for it, but it was close for a wee bit of contact there, so I just kind of backed off a wee bit and settled for 4th. I was happy enough at that, to be honest.
Fair enough. And the feature race, it looked like you weren't too hard on your tyres. If I'm right, if I remember right, you pitted a little later than a few other drivers.
Just tried to keep them going as long as I could, but I had a terrible start. I got a pit penalty for the start line, but I took that about, I think it was 5 or 6 laps in. I managed to take that, and it worked out well for us.
And you've just robbed James of one of his questions, so I'll hand over to James. So now we know why he drove through the pits earlier on.
Yeah, I did say straight away, well, that was a very suspiciously quick pit stop, that one. But now we all know why. Yeah, Scott, well, just quietly under the radar, no super spectacular moves, but just got on with it, just a little bit of a workhorse, and come away with P2. What were your feelings when you saw Jason in the pit lane?
To be honest, I didn't know how it was going to go with him coming out, but when I seen it going into the corner, the first corner, I thought, well, if I can go and I can keep it steady and keep the tyres good, then I'll go for it. But to be honest, if he caught me or whatever, I was happy to go with third as well.
And how were the tyres? Did you manage to... Because obviously with you running a bit longer, it seemed like you were taking care of them a lot better than some other drivers.
My pit strategy, to be honest, was just I put enough fuel in the car for the complete race, and just went out with the medium tyres, trying to make them last as long as possible, and then just gamble on my pit stops, to be honest.
Nice. Well, pretty well done.
It's a gamble that paid off, that's for sure. I mean, I think I would always probably fuel these cars for the duration, because then you're never having to think, oh, I've got to pit for a bit of damage, how much fuel should I put in for the tyre, blah blah. If you got the fuel in, you never have to worry about that. You just keep going until the tyres die. But very well done, Scott, for second place. Don't rush away just yet. We'll move on to our third place sitter, Jason. His second podium in 2 weeks. I don't know, is like a Swedish bus. You don't see one for ages and then two come along at once. Jason, very well done on another podium, third place. However, we all want to know the answer to the question. Did you mean to pit when you did, or did you not have any choice about it?
I don't want to pit. Someone pushed me in the pit.
So there we go, confirmed.
My tyre wear was very good.
Well, don't worry, we're going to ask you some more questions in a moment. It sounds almost like you've taken it as it was. Somebody made a mistake, they spun on a curb, and unfortunately it ended up with contact with yourself and both of you in the pit lane. Don't repeat exactly what you may have said at the time, but I can imagine you weren't overly happy right at that moment.
No, I think I had a chance to the first place, at least a battle for the first.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned when I was talking to GBM Oldman that you were catching him, and was he worried about you? And by the sounds of it, he was a little bit. But from your side, you were catching him, and you've just said you think there was a chance of the win there. How positive were you that you could get him?
90%.
90%. It's just a shame that other 10% included a car crashing you into the pit lane. So massively unlucky for that one. But now the race leader and second place know what happened to Jason. They may feel a little bad, especially Scott. Scott stole your position. I'm going to hand over to James. James, any questions for Jason?
Well, Jason, we did have a little bit of a discussion last week. We were talking about you midweek due to your race at Road America, which was pretty spectacular. And Dave mentioned that your car had the same livery that Superman would use. I then notified him he was wrong, and he was thinking of Banana Man. Do you think today was just one slip up too many, and do you think you may be able to take the fight to Dave the Harp and Oldman at the next event?
I don't know. It depends on which track.
The next circuit. Oh well. Seeing as you've asked which circuit it is, I believe Dave's got all the information on that one.
Yeah, it's Bathurst.
Oh, nice.
Oldman goes, oh, nice. Jason, your thoughts on Bathurst?
Yeah, I think I can.
Good. Dave's not always had the best of luck at Bathurst, so yeah, let's go and get him there. I've got one quick question for you, Jason. Did James show you the picture of Banana Man? No. Do you know who Banana Man is?
No.
No. Okay. You were about to get a lesson after we go offline. James could say, because in the last week I was saying like all you need on your car is a little bit of red and you'll be like Superman. And James sent me a picture afterwards and said no, it's more like this, and he'll have to send you the pictures. It made me giggle, and anyone that's from England that probably around my age or a little bit younger will know who Banana Man is. All you need to know, Jason, is still a superhero. That's all you need to know.
Lots of energy.
Yeah, he has lots of energy. Yeah, and he can transform just like you have in the last couple of rounds. So very well done, Jason, on your third place. Any other comments about how your race went?
Yeah, it was very alone, no battles, and a pit stop I don't want.
Very, very lonely. Well, I don't think you'll be lonely next week, because even if you've got no cars near you, you're definitely going to have them barriers right up against you, bombing downhill at the Mount Panorama, which will, yeah, definitely, hopefully get these cars working, especially aerodynamically. That'll be a feast for all the viewers next week.
Yep. Okay, couple of YouTube comments. Casely1 said that Dave the Harp got LTEL on the line, so Dave the Harp may have actually finished in 4th place, so I'm sure we'll get that confirmed afterwards. And Dave Harp's also sort of put a message out to Kulakutu, perhaps a bit of a request, saying you need to stop weaving when defending. I must admit that is one thing that I would say, yeah, it's best not to weave when defending. It's also best not to weave when you're going around a corner on a curb when Jason's near you, because if you take him into the pit lane, he's not going to be too happy with you. Okay, we're going to sort out question of the day. So Drew, I hope you're there ready for the answer, because Drew has come up with question of the day today, and we'll give it to our podium sitters now. And it goes like this. In Formula One's first F1 season in 1950, what country was round 3 in? So where did round 3 take place? Oldman, any ideas on that one?
Haven't got a clue.
I've not heard of that racetrack. We'll have to Google it.
Not a clue.
Come on, you're old enough to think of an old racetrack. Come on.
Yes, can't even think. 1950? No idea.
He's old.
Even though I wasn't watching racing then.
He's old, but he's not that old. So Oldman hasn't got a clue. Scott, this is your first time on a podium, first time dealing with question of the day. So have you any idea of where round 3 of the 1950 Formula 1 season was held? What country?
Oh, to be honest, no idea. Well beyond my age as well. So
this racetrack's quite obviously quite popular. I know there's a racetrack with a corner no name. I didn't know there's a racetrack called No Idea. We'll have to make one. Jason, come on, do the podium sitters proud. At least guess a country.
Monaco.
Monaco. See, Jason's got balls. He's not afraid to have a guess.
Well, I can run through the actual championship, because it was quite a short championship in 1950. Race 1 was at Britain for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Race 2 was the good old Monaco Race 3, the race we all want to know about, that is Indianapolis 500. He was correct. I was completely wrong. So there we go. The Indy 500 was race 3 in 1950. Race 4 was in Switzerland, and yeah, it's a bit of a long name, and I won't pronounce that because I'll probably offend some Swiss people.
Yes.
Race 5 was the Belgian Grand Prix. And race 6 was in France, and that's also another one which doesn't actually say which circuit it is. Race 7 was Italy at Monza, and that was the championship.
Wow. Okay, so thank you, Drew, for that question. Well done to Break and Clays, despite all of our arguing. It was the Indy 500 circuit. So yeah, well done. Dave the Harper, Stig the V Rob both guessed Mexico within a minute of each other. How wrong were they? Jason was the next closest with Monaco. It was only one race out, and no surprise that Mr. Monaco chose chose the Monaco Grand Prix circuit. Well done on that one. Okay, so thank you again, Drew, for question of the day. Time to start wrapping this up then. We've already had the podium sitters' views on two of their views of the next race at Bathurst, but I'm going to give one last question to Scott, with it being his first podium interview. Scott, Bathurst next race, thoughts about racing around there? Confident?
Could be, if I can get the setup right for the top of the hill, then hopefully sort of feel confident with the rest of the circuit, so look forward to it.
Well, so will we. One thing that's guaranteed, somebody is going to end up in the barrier. Okay, so next up on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel will be on Wednesday for the Front Row Racing World Championship Round 15 on F1 2016 from the Singapore circuit. I'll be from about 7:25 PM, where you can join myself, James, and Front Row Racing GP on commentary. The day after, on Thursday, will be the World Series. Again, F1 2016, round 15 in the World Championship. And again at Singapore. And that again will be from 7:25 PM. Next up, as we've mentioned on Project Cars, will be next Sunday for 3 laps in the sprint race and then 15 laps in the feature race around the mountain. It's a beast of a track. Jason will turn into the banana harp in both races. That's what the old man might just be there to steal. Our podium sitters, GBM Oldman taking second place and Jason taking third. Well done to you all. Congratulations on another great show. Any final comments you want to make? Perhaps a final admin's advertisement?
Yeah, all I want to say is there is 5 rounds remaining of this championship. We do require admins to come forward. We have also said earlier on that it's not all about, well, if you become an admin, I'm not then able to race. We will open up a Friday and a Sunday spot, so hopefully if we have enough admins, drivers can flick and choose between whichever one they want to go to and whichever race they want to broadcast and commentate on. But if we do not get people to come forward and say, you know what, I volunteer, I'm willing, prepared, I've got decent internet, decent microphone, and I'm really wanting to help this league grow, then all well and good. But if we do not get any interest, unfortunately this may be the last season of Project Cars on Front Row Racing, which we do not want to see, as we've got a massive amount of viewership going on, a massive amount of drivers and people connecting with us on the community page, and also with Project Cars 2 on the horizon. That would be a massive shame to leave Project Cars to the side and not continue with it. So massive please, if anybody out there thinks that they can be a Front Row Racing Project Cars admin, please step forward. And I'm about to end now because I know that Dave, your belly is absolutely crying out, and I can hear that food is just waiting for you.
It is. I'm starving. I am so hungry. See, don't worry, folks. If you become an admin, you don't have to starve yourself to do the broadcast. It's just Sundays are a really busy day for me. Yeah, so it's not a great advertisement. Yeah, come and do broadcasts. We starve you to death. No, it's just the sacrifices some of us are willing to make to put on the show for everybody. It just means that when these guys are watching it back, they might be thinking, what the hell is that noise? But yeah. So anyway, with the admin stuff, come and find us, Front Row Racing on Facebook. Drop us a message. I do believe that we got a message off somebody today. I won't mention any names. But yeah, even if it's just something as simple as you feel you can put the points together, or you can host the session, your internet's good enough to do that kind of thing, and as James said, broadcast, potentially commentate as well, don't be afraid, get in touch, and we'll see what we can get arranged over the remainder of this season. Anyway, time to bring this to an end, because yes, I am starving and I'm going to go and get myself something to eat. So well done, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. This has been the Front Row Racing ProjectCARS DTM's Season 6 from Watkins Glen. Thanks for watching, and come and join us again soon.